Welcome to my world. 2 escargot, pate, frisee, 2 green salads.
Okay, that is what here.
Lamb chop, steak frites. Shouldn't you be doing something? Souffle filet and a pepper steak. Come on, make the dessert. Chocolate tart, please. As a cook, tastes and smells are my memories. Now I'm in search of new ones. So I'm leaving New York City and hope to have a few epiphanies around the world. And I'm willing to go to some lengths to do that. I'm looking for extremes of emotion and experience. I'll try anything. I'll risk everything. I have nothing to lose. Everybody says that the best food in Spain is in San Sebastian. It's that simple. Situated in the north of Spain on the Bay of Biscay, close to the border of France, San Sebastian is food town. There are more chefs, more cooks, more food-crazy people per square mile in San Sebastian than anywhere else in Spain, possibly the world. But we're looking at Basque food in particular. The Basque are basically people without a country, and yet their culture seems to be older than everybody else's. So they take their national status very seriously, and they also take their food very seriously. There are about a gazillion eating societies or cooking societies and clubs, and we're about to investigate this sort of netherworld of fiercely nationalist Basque cooking societies. My guide and mentor in all things in San Sebastian is Luis Irizar, who together with his daughters runs the Irizar Cooking School in the old part of town. Okay, I know this scene well.
Well, you see what they're doing now, crepes?
As we'll learn, Basque cuisine is its own thing. Different from Spanish, influenced by the French, and rooted in what's good locally. Fish, sheep's milk cheese, rare vegetables. My chef, when I was in school, used to sneak up behind me and scream in my ear, "How do you make cauliflower mornay?" And then he would offer fake suggestions. He'd say, "You put Bourdain in the cauliflower mornay, yes?" "Yes, chef." "No!"
Anyway, now to have our dinner and to see over the society.
I'm looking forward to this. Tonight, Luis is taking me to an all-male gastronomic society.
This way.
Where people cook, talk about food, and drink. All favorite things to do in this part of the woods.
This is the typical old part of the city. And this is the society.
Luis is sort of the godfather of cooking around here. Everybody in town seems to know him.
You see, this is the kitchen for all the members.
There are over 50 of these gastronomical societies in San Sebastian, where men, mostly amateurs, come to share a passion for food, particularly Basque food. Tonight, Luis is making me some very traditional Basque dishes.
Well, the only thing we're going to start now, doing the bacalao. The first thing, doing the bacalao. You with me. All right?
In order to eat salt cod, it has to be soaked in ice cold water, basically removing a lot of the salt.
Cuchillo.
There's no question about who's in charge in this kitchen of the two of us.
Like this.
He's the boss.
Yes, we must do
He's the senior member of this team, longtime member of this club.
Put it in here.
He's the man around here.
You must do that. Come here.
And we're cooking Basque food together, so I'll be taking my orders directly from him.
We leave it in there, a little bit dry.
I got it. So we're doing it with browning garlic, then it's coming out, and as I understand it, the fish is going in.
You can put it out. For you.
He's beating me like a rented mule.
Since it's hot, we're going to put the bacalao inside. With the skin down first.
All right. Room.
Yeah, we'll go. Okay?
Good.
Couple of minutes, and then with the fork, we take it out. Turn it up.
Okay, ready? Pouring off the olive oil.
Not all, we leave it a little bit. We wait for a little while until this one is warm. Cider. Let's have a drink. Chinche.
They drink a lot of cider, hard cider, meaning it will get you buzzed.
Now, this is a classic beverage for Basque country, yes?
This is just apple juice, nothing else. Dry. We leave it in here.
That's good.
Let's go cochas.
Cocoches are the cheeks of hakefish, a type of cod. Dredged in flour and fried in really good local olive oil. This is a treasured dish here in Basque country. Cheeks, tongues, jaws, one of those things that Americans miss out on. We're making an emulsion, basically, using absolutely no egg, no flour, no binding agent other than the gelatin which naturally occurs in codfish. So the olive oil will thicken up with the gelatin from the fish. I get it. This is incredible. Into this goes piperad, which is basically peppers, onions, and more peppers. The classic Basque pepper sauce.
Finish with the sauce. Now we keep it hot in there. Not very hot, eh?
This is really looking good. It's pretty. It tastes good.
All right.
Hard to beat that. Langoustine with serrano ham. Now, is this also a traditional dish?
Very traditional.
Very traditional. This is a Basque thing, though. The Spanish aren't so crazy about it.
No, the Spanish normally. Well, they start now, but I'm afraid to eat. It's better for us.
Yeah.
Así, poco, pero a menudo.
Here they have a saying that translates roughly to a little bit often. I like this whole idea. I've never seen anything like this before.
I'm getting worried. These are seasoned professional drinkers and eaters.
A la mesa. Hey, sit down.
This is strange behavior, but I kind of like it.
All together, cheers now. Cheers. Cheers. En español. Y en vasco, Osasuna. 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 Osasuna.
Great food, nice people, bunch of hard drinking cookies. Out of sight.
Let's have the bacalao now.
Oh, look at that. That's good.
Well, this you done with me.
I'm very proud of myself.
You know, it's remarkable. For stuff that was absolutely tough as a board, dry and salty yesterday, today this stuff is sweet and tastes fresh and tender. Just when I think things are winding down, the boys on the other side of the room are just getting started.
This is a whole new flavor, man. They sing, they cook, they drink. This is an evening out with the guys.
This place rocks. I mean, this is my first night in town. I saw this. They don't act like this in New York, man.
Fantastic meal last night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
This morning, Luis is taking me to the market to check out the local goods.
The market down here. We go to sit down. Americano que no hay.
America, no, very important people. America,
This is the very important piece.
he's the king. Bye-bye.
I see you. Bye, man.
You know everybody in this town.
If you ask Luis to define Basque territory, he'll describe it in terms of a food triangle that starts in Spain's best wine region, the Rioja, up into French foie gras territory, and back here to the bountiful seafood of San Sebastian. Basque food is seafood. The Basques like to describe themselves as a nation of fishermen. They're proud of that part of their heritage, and their food reflects it.
Fresh cake.
Look at the way the gills are displayed. Okay, this is a good, really good idea. As you can see, how red and bright and fresh.
And there is the taro.
Oh, this comes here in New York. This is so expensive for good. Oh, good people. Chefs in New York would kill for this. Look at that turbot. Wow. Oh,
Redfish.
redfish.
Cigala.
Monkfish livers. That's like foie gras of the sea.
This is salted bacalao, you see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lovely.
Oh, baby.
This is very special. It's one of the appetizers, the most dear.
Okay.
We call it percebes. And you eat it like this. You turn the dish, you cut it from here, take it, and the meat is inside.
Oh, you look at all this, you just want to start cooking right away. I'm planning on doing a lot of drinking and eating tonight. I think I'll get some rest this afternoon and get myself ready.
Night this afternoon, yes. Like this you will be.
You need to train to eat around here.
Yeah, yeah.
Professionals only. This is not a place for amateurs to drink or to eat.
Tonight, I've got a special meal plan. Luis and his daughter Virginia are accompanying me to Arzac, a three-star restaurant considered by most to be the best restaurant in Spain. Run by Chef Juan-Marie Arzac, it's Nouveau Basque. So he's expanding a traditional form as far as he can and doing it really, really well. Should I let the chef decide what I should eat?
Probably, yes. Let's go in. We're going. Mari, ¿dónde has entrado tú con la chimenea o qué?
Luis and Juan-Marie go back a ways, so they know each other and are clearly good friends.
Sí, como ya os conocéis. Hala.
We are very, very fortunate. We're experiencing a rare treat here, in that we're sitting at the chef's table right in the kitchen. The man himself is here, and his daughter Elena is chef de cuisine.
Je préfère, ¿cómo se dice? O caza o carne. Game o
What do I prefer?
I would say it's the moment, it's the season now for game.
What's different here than eating in New York is that you're already in possibly the most critical, food-crazy town in the universe. So to have somebody at the top of that, that's sort of like reaching the top of Everest, only to find another mountain on top of that.
Oh, look at this.
cuajar y lleva un poquito de fuego adentro y la cojamos como una leche, una medida cualquiera.
This is a yogurt. We make it with chips.
Sheep's milk.
Chips and with a little bit flour inside.
So the ingredients are very traditional, but the combination and the presentation are something else. Elena Arzac explains all the dishes for us.
This is a crayfish with eggplant. It's cooked with garlic and parsley, like you like. This is sea bass. we mix with olive oil, and it's like ash. It's a wild duck that is roasted in the onions, and then you have a garnish with seasonal vegetables.
Spectacular. Thank you. And your English is beautiful, by the way. No, it's very, very good. There are a rare breed of chefs in the world who lay awake at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking, would sheep's milk yogurt go well with foie gras? Could I get away with that? What will it taste like? What would they look like? What would they smell like? What would it go with? I've never in my life really thought like that. I work from a single ingredient. What do I do with the tuna? It's the difference between, greatness and a journeyman professional.
This poached egg appetizer is a good example of how Arzak has elevated traditional Basque ingredients into new and spectacular dishes.
This is before cooking. It's an egg yolk, it's a very fresh egg, whole egg, white truffle oil, goose fat. First it sits up in the fridge for a day, then it's poached in this bag, and then I guess the bag is very delicately removed, and then it's topped with either caviar or mushroom, and there's in this case a mushroom garnish with a chorizo puree. Now, what flight of fancy is sort of like a religious epiphany? I see an egg. It was the egg. It started with the egg. Doesn't everything.
It's extraordinarily good food, wildly creative. Is it art? We could argue about that all day, but it is craft performed at its highest level. And it's done so with quiet style and grace. Are they two old lions or what? On my last night in town, Luisa's daughters invite me and some friends out for tapas.
Let me introduce you to our sister Visti. She's the chef. She's the manager of the school, and Mr. Mitchell teaching. This is a friend of ours, Ithia. She's also
We've seen what the boys do on their night out. Let's see what the women do.
I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble.
Their idea of fun is to follow another glorious Basque tradition, bouncing around from bar to bar, eating, as they say, a little bit, often.
Well, this is gambara.
Oh, looks good.
Here we go. First thing, tapas is the name we give to this sort of mini food. But in the Basque country, we call it pinchos. This is our first stop, called the gambara. Their speciality is wild ceps, wild mushrooms. These ceps grow around the area in the country and the mountains around San Sebastian. And a lot of people go out cep hunting. And you have to get up very, very early in the morning to find the best ceps in the best places. Wild ceps.
Look at that.
And we have a raw egg yolk in the middle, so you can either eat just the ceps or you can dip it into the egg yolk.
I need privacy for this. Oh, wow. Now, what do we have here? That's
All sorts of things. Here we have
I'm going to remember that.
anchovies.
White anchovies.
Right.
I love these. Oh, man, this looks so good.
These are, right.
With anchovy also?
Mm-hmm.
Smoked salmon?
Salmon.
Popo? Octopus?
Octopus.
What is this?
White asparagus.
Yes. How can you look at this without going insane? Where does one begin? I mean, if you eat that, that means that you might not later be able to eat that. It's just incredible. Sounds good to me. I got a whole new posse.
It's easy to be a little dazzled by it all. It looks like a hell of a lot of food, but you don't have to eat it all. You're here to get what's particularly good at this one joint and then move on.
Now we're going to the Astelena, and here they do what we call pastel de pescado, which is, can be translated as fish cake. And it's delicious. As you can see, there are no pinchos on the counter. They all have to order them from the kitchen. They're all cooked.
So, fish cake and codfish cooked with onion and peppers. That's what we're here for. In this style.
I enjoy this whole style of eating. Bouncing around, drinking with lots of women, going from bar to bar.
Mussels.
Eating a little bit, drinking a little bit.
Oh, look at this.
I'm a short attention span guy. So this whole idea of going right in, grabbing what you want, and moving on really appeals to me.
Morros.
And it's just a lot of fun.
This is pastel de pescado.
Oh, this is the famous
pincho
best
number one
fish
in this
cake
bar.
in town.
Es un secreto, sí, la verdad es que es un secreto.
Okay, what's in here? So good.
I'm afraid this is a secret.
Okay, when I stumble home from the bar in New York, I don't see this. It's such a beautiful city.
The last place of the evening is sort of a nouvelle, high-end tapas place. They've moved away from the traditional pinchos and dressed it up a little. They use squeeze bottles here.
This is so sexy. That's ravioli stuffed with Bourdain noir or black pudding.
How's that, Tony? Enjoying it?
That's for me. Nobody touches that.
This is not traditional pinchos. Raviolis with blood sausage inside, foie gras.
I must say, one of the things I love most in life is foie. And I hate myself for it, because when I think of the poor ducks and gooses...
It's an equation. Is all of that torment and cruelty worth it? You know, a fur coat, it's not worth it. For the joy of hunting, it's not worth it. But for foie gras, désolé, man.
I think this is the last.
I want to thank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very dangerous ladies.
Come on, everybody, cheers.
This is a toast for all America, and we hope you come in here to our country and have a very good time.
Another Scotland.
Luis and I have one last mission here in San Sebastian.
Okay, where are we going now?
To drink chocolate with churros.
Back we go.
For chocolate here. Chocolate con churros. Cuatro con churros.
Chocolate and churros. It's the traditional morning chow in San Sebastian.
Oh, that looks good.
Muy bien.
Oh, this is a plan.
Perfecto.
This is kind of like, well, like a flipper in New England. The Italians make something kind of like it, like a zeppoli, fried batter. In this case, dredged in sugar, dipped into really good hot chocolate. Nothing like a serious, like sort of grease and sugar rush first thing in the morning, jacked with chocolate.
This is the breakfast of Japanese. I don't know if it's a traditional hangover cure, but it's working in my case.
You like some more chocolate?
No, I'm good, thank you.
You have enough?
Perfect. So I imagine this would warm you up after riding some tubes. Do you surf?
Yeah.
You surf? No.
There are a few young ones. They do fantastic. It's lovely.
San Sebastian is a beautiful, beautiful town. It's a city that makes sense to me somehow. And I think what I'll take away from the experience is just as much the food as the attitude here, the mania for food. The fact that I seem to have stumbled onto an entire subculture, a secret society, all centered around eating, cooking, and talking about eating and cooking. My new friend Luis is kind enough to see me off at the station.
Behave yourself, not too much eating and drinking. Yeah. Well, you're a professional. Bye.
I hate saying goodbye to him. A nice man who loves food, knows it well, cooks it well. I'm sorry to go.